Hello, everybody. Jim Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas 34. Happy Monday to everybody out there. Well, the market has basically taken another turn, and this one I hope for the best. We're in a confirmed uptrend, believe it or not. I mean, it's hard to believe that we're actually in a confirmed uptrend, but we definitely are, and it seems as if at least this morning there were some setups on the oil stocks, but it seems as if most of the love seems to be going to some of the heavily beaten down stocks like the QQQ, like the QQQ. Tesla got a lot of action today, went up tremendously. Let's take a look at Tesla just really quickly. I didn't buy it, but there's a key level that it did move above, and that is the $900 level. Now, it's down a little bit from there, but the key level on Tesla is right here at $902. That's where we're seeing. Oops, there we go. Won't let me do it. All right, there's the 900 level, and on Tesla we exceeded it. We went above the 200-day line, and then we pulled back. But relative strength is improving. 70 is pretty good for relative strength on Tesla. Real interesting that it would be like that. But I wanted to show you the bears versus bulls. It seems as if, at least for the time being, that the bulls are starting to take control, and very interesting because that portends to an upward trend at least for a short period of time. Just been a very tough market to trade in general, but we've been seeing some strength gaining last week, and I did do some buying, not a lot, but I did do some buying. I bought a stock. Basically, it is Petrobras, and it is a Brazilian. It is the Brazilian state petroleum company. It's the symbol is PBR, and I did buy this one this morning as it moved above. Now it pulled back. It definitely pulled back after I bought it. So, I just have to wait a little longer in the day to do my buys. I've been doing it in the morning, which probably is not a great idea, but the relative strength is moving up. On this one, 98 relative strength there. I did buy a full position at 1404. We closed after hours at 1412. So this is up just slightly, not a lot, but it did close up, as you can see, just slightly in the green there. Also, I've been in Oxy, OXY, and I did get stopped out of CRISPR today. So I'm basically all in the oils pretty much. That's it. That's where I'm pretty much in the oils only right now. Let's take a look at Oxy, OXY. This is the one I have been accumulating. And this one definitely it got a little bit of resistance. It pulled back. It's up after hours though. Interestingly enough, so came down and fell back a little bit. I'm a little bit I'm in it, but not necessarily at the greatest point. We're up a little bit on it, just slightly. We're just slightly in the green on that one as well. The third oil stock I have, of course, is ExxonMobil. That one has pulled back, so let's take a quick look at that one before we get into other questions. XOM is the symbol, of course, for ExxonMobil. And that one, after hours, is off a little bit, but still very strong sector. This seems to be where a lot of the money is moving, is into some of these oil stocks. So just kind of keep an eye on those oil stocks. All right. Well, thanks for holding on. Let's take a look at this is one I missed. This is Celsius. This is the energy drink. Well, it's diet energy drink maker, CELH. And part of the reason this went up so much today, of course, is because they have an agreement with PepsiCo for distribution, which is going to be a game changer, I think, for them. It's off a little bit after hours at 98, but remember, it's still, buying a stock, about 110. We want to see this one fall back a little bit because it's going to fall back probably to about 90. But then I think we might be able to buy it because of this just incredible relative strength line. As you can see, it's 99 with a huge buy. So I do think that there is going to be some institutional accumulation here. Of course, it gapped up. You don't probably want to buy it on the gap up. You want to let it pull back and fill that gap. And then once it fills the gap, then I think we might be able to move into this one. Part of the issue right now is that it's 17% above that 10-day line. We want to see it come down at least 5% would be 5% above the 10-day line would be okay. But as you can see, we're extended on all of these. So right now, unfortunately, Celsius is extended. Let it fill the gap and see, we might be able to buy it this week or maybe even tomorrow. That would be a great thing because I do think that, we're going to see, there's action in this one. The funds are buying it, and that's definitely apparent. It's just really interesting. As we talked a little bit about Tesla earlier, Tesla has moved. The key level for Tesla is the 900 level. We've been talking about this quite a bit. It pulled up to the $900 level. Where the 900 comes in is if you go to the weekly chart, you can see this very, very clearly. Back here it sort of made its move right about there, right about 900, and now it's pulled back. So could you buy it here? Well, I would be a little bit careful. The buy point is actually 1200. It's actually here. This is the buy point here. So, but we could see a rally from 900 up to about 1200 because that's where the resistance is. So, the question has it fully reversed? Again, I wouldn't probably buy this one just because I want to see it. I want to see it pull back, get closer to, just get in a better position than it is in currently. Right now, it's too extended, and I just think that really all you can do is watch it. Let's see if it can stick, at about that $900 level. If it can hold 900, then we might be able to move back into it. Would you buy Funko into earnings or wait? I would wait on Funko, especially in this market. I mean, we just moved to a confirmed uptrend, so I would wait for earnings. I know that you might be giving up a little bit, but I would wait for earnings on Funko, FNKO, just to see what happens. And basically earnings are, essentially tomorrow. We're already past the pivot. The thing about it is that typically, it's the stock market is, buying rumor, selling news. We want the news to see if it's going to hold the pivot. And, the pivot for this, right now, the pivot, let's look at the pivot. Right now, the pivot on Funko, this, by the way, has a 100% checklist. So that's something that definitely is very, very enticing here. The pivot with a cup with handle, 25.93. We're basically right above that. That's the pivot right there. So I think right now the best thing to do is to wait to see how it comes through earnings. Earnings are basically tomorrow. Yeah. Earnings are tomorrow, 8/4. Well, I guess I'm sorry. They're going to be, let's see, 8/1, 8/2. So they're going to be Thursday. So I think the thing to do here is wait for earnings on Funko. Wait for earnings on Funko. If it does perform, then I definitely think you could jump into it. But I don't. The problem is unless you have a 10% cushion, it's really a little bit dangerous because you can get the pullback. All right, Mr. Optimistic. We're looking at XBI. Let's take a look at that. XBI, Mr. Optimistic. I like that name. That's a good one. S&P 500 Biotech ETF. Would I buy it? Well, I was in CRISPR. I got stopped out. I tell you, biotech for me is a tough row. I'm not a great picker of biotech stocks. There are more biotech stocks than any other stock in any other sector of the market. But it's not to say that there's not some great stocks there. But I don't like the look of this chart, because you see it has broken out a little bit, but we've got a rating of 29. It's got a relative strength line that's pointing downwards. We have and this is much more important, the 200-day moving average is pointing downwards. So here's what I would say on XBI. I would say, I would basically be very, very cautious with XBI, and I probably would not be a buyer of it, just for a lot of reasons, because I just don't think it's ready yet. So, I wouldn't be a buyer of XBI. And I just wouldn't, because I just don't think I don't think it's there. I know that you want to do something in the biotech field, but I just think you got to be careful here, because we're still the market is still commodity oriented. A lot of the CANSIM stocks are not working all that well, unfortunately. I wish they were working a little bit better, but it's just kind of one of those things. All right, well, AMTD gave me that's excellent. Congratulations. That's excellent. I wouldn't buy either NVIDIA or AMD before earnings. I'd just be very, very careful on that, because we're still not out of the woods. They're both great companies, but buying off the bottom like this is really, really tough. This is this is AMD. We look at the trend. If we look at the line here, you can see we're still in a downward trend. We still need to reverse above about 100 before we're in an upward trend. We're getting close, 97, but I would not buy this. I would not buy this I would wait for the earnings, because the earnings can really, really mess you up here. All right, let's look at NVIDIA, another one of my favorite stocks. And NVIDIA is a great company. I mean, I bought it. I was stopped out. I'm still trying to get the right entry to this one. I still don't think it's ready, though. I still don't think it's ready. I still think it has to revert. I think it really has to be above this line here. So I've got to wait on this one. I think it's forming a base, and I don't think it's time. At least I'm not going to be buying it right here. All right, let's take a look at some people from TikTok. All right, thank you very much. Thoughts on AMD? Got a little bit of thoughts on AMD. We seem to be reversing, but it's still in a downward trend. So I'd be very, very careful. Very, very, very careful. Your neck is going to crash, probably. All right, I'm going to grab my credit card and peel. Okay, great. All right. Lisa's asking about ARK, which, of course, this is the Kathy Woods fund. This is ARKK, and I think there's an alternative to it, SARK, which is the reverse of it. The performance in ARK has just been simply horrible, and mostly the big holdings, of course, are they hold a lot of the FANG stocks. They hold a lot of Tesla. They had to sell a lot of Tesla. But I just don't think you want to be in this one right now. It's just, this kind of trend is just, you got to wait until there's an upward trend here, because this is just horrible. Yes, you could draw a trend line. You could draw a reversal line like that. But even though it's reversed, it's really gone flat. It only has a relative strength of 13. So I think you just got to avoid it for right now, because it just doesn't look good. As you can see, it was doing great up to about December, 2020, and then it's just been a downward trend ever since. So can it hold here? Probably. There's a ceiling at about 52. So I would be very, very careful with ARC. It's just not. You want a better pattern than this. Let's compare ARC. Let's just compare ARC with Oxy. So there's two different parts of the puzzle. But let's go over here to, if I can, let's go over here to see if we can get ARC. It's not letting me have that. Oh, there we go. Okay, it is letting me have it. Just on the wrong screen. All right. not letting me show that that difference. So let's stop the screen sharing. Let's see if we can get it properly up here. To go properly. That's ARK Invest against, let's look at Oxy. Kind of to see, what the, there we go. Okay. So if we were to compare, and of course, this is a, everything looks better in hindsight, obviously, but trends are trends. And ARK Invest, if you invested $100 in ARK back a year ago, you would have given up 60% of it, whereas you would have more than doubled your money in Oxy. And look at the thing about Oxy here. I think you got to look at this. This is why I think Warren Buffett liked it so much. Look at this upward trend. Now, it's true, it's bouncing all over the place, from about 200 on up to about 240, but the overall trend is up on Oxy. So instead of wasting your time on ARK Invest, every dog has its day, and right now the oils are doing the best. So that's kind of what you got to look at. That's kind of what you got to look at. That's why I'm a little bit concentrated in the oils right now. That's just the way it is. All right. How do you, let's look at this question. How do you find your resources such as SPY? I don't really use Fibonacci's. That's definitely a very valid way. That's a very, very valid way of doing it. I use basically chart patterns, and let's look at the spider here. I'm going to go over to the weekly chart. What I'm looking at really is bases. As you can see, looking at this chart, let's put it up there. That would help, wouldn't it? There we go. All right, so there is a base. This is kind of the base here. That's the base here. And then this is a consolidation. So basically what happens is as stocks move, they move up, and then eventually they get tired and they come into a base. And what a base is typically is it'll come up to a high right there, and then it'll form a base. For instance, this spider formed a double bottom like that. And then it came down, and then it couldn't move above the pivot, and then it failed, and then it moved down again, and now it's forming another base, which is a consolidation base, and it's making its way up towards the top of that base. The question is, where can you be on that? Where can you be on that base? Well, in the consolidation base, the pivot is at 462. We're currently at 410, so therefore this is 462 right here, and this is the bottom of the base. You can see this is where the pivots are. And what happens is it came up to the pivot, it got resistance, pulled back, bounced off of that, and then now it's moving above. And hopefully, if it moves above the pivot, then it will move again, move up more. But sometimes one of the best places to buy a stock is as it is making, as it's low in like a consolidation, and it's going from an upward trend, a downward trend to an upward trend. I've drawn the line here. You see, this goes from the high point with a pivot through the intermediate high point, and this means that you want to buy it as it starts to change its direction. Up until about July, halfway through July, it was in a downward trend, but then it moved above this reversal line and it moved up, and so now it's reversing higher. This is sort of when the market changed from a uptrend under pressure to a confirmed uptrend, and that's sort of what's been happening here. This is why the money is starting to move in. Now, how high will that go? Well, probably if this reversal succeeds, it should move up very close to the upper range of the pivot there, the 462.07. It should, but it's going to follow a slope, and as you can see, it was getting a little ahead of itself, so it pulled back. So if you had an ideal, it would go something like this and reach the pivot sometime in mid-September, about September 15th. So that's kind of the way it looks. I mean, this is not an exact science, but that's kind of the way it does. A stock will move up, and then it will then hit a pivot. If it moves past it, it'll continue on up. If it doesn't, then it forms a base pattern, and there's a number of base patterns, obviously, that you have, such as the double bottom, the consolidation, cup with handle, cup without handle, and there's some other ones, but those are the strongest patterns, and they typically repeat themselves again and again and again in all the best, the most winning stocks. Let's look at AHCO and see what's going on there. And Adaptive Health, it's in a good area. It's in a very, very good area of the market, that's for sure. Medical home care. Pretty good chart too. 97 relative strength, very nice. It's above the 200-day line. You really don't want to try to. You want to try to always buy above that 200-day line, because that 200-day line indicates the sort of the medium-term sentiment for it. If you'll notice, it's sloping down. This is something I don't particularly like. The reason I don't like it, of course, is because that means money is flowing out of this issue, even though the stock price is going up. So I like to see it at least level or possibly coming up. But other than that, it's looking very good. It's in an excellent part of the market. It's in the top 20% of all of the sectors of the market. So that's very, very strong when you look at it. The question is, can you buy it at this level? Well, it's got a definitely very good checklist here. It is a little bit it's a little bit far off its ultimate high. Interestingly enough, typically you want to buy stocks very close, within 15% of their all-time high. That's because studies have shown that's where they continue to go up. If they start to pull back beyond that, then you got to do bottom fishing. It's very, very hard to call bottoms. EPS rating fell. So this is looking like a very good stock. Earnings. The only thing I'd worry about here is earnings in 6 days. Be a little bit careful about that. I'm not particularly excited, obviously, about the managed healthcare. I mean, I know it's a good paying area, but I want to see something that has a potential for some explosive growth, and I just don't see that in the home healthcare. But that's just me. So I think it looks good, but I'm not a fan of it. Stoneco, this is an interesting one. Bullish divergence. That's a good question. I think it's STON. This is the payments company, I believe. Right? Get it right? Nope, I didn't get it right. Let me see what, I can't remember what Stoneco symbol is. Hold on. And yeah, this is a Brazilian stock. The Brazilian stock, STNE. Yeah, that's my let me say STNE. Let's look at it. Look at Stoneco. Yeah, I don't know. I like some of the Brazilian stocks. I like Petrobras a whole lot better than this one. Uh, as a matter of fact, let's kind of for fun, let's take this one and compare it. I'm just comparing two Brazilian stocks here. This one and PBR, which is Petrobras. I want to kind of look to see. Yeah, totally different. See, I'm more interested in buying these oil stocks just because this is a payment stock and it's losing, and PBR, which is a oil stock, is winning. So not will it continue to move up from here? I don't know. It seems like it's getting a little bit of resistance here, but I think that's where you got to be. I think you got to be in most of these oil and gas stocks because these seem to have much better setups than some of these other ones. So that's the reason I'm there with those. All right, ANCO. Let's take a look at that. ANCO. Okay, ANCO. I'm not getting it. Why am I? AHCO. That's why. Good, good. AHCO. There we go. Now we're talking. Oh, Adaptive Health. Okay. Some of these healthcare plays are really good. I have not done well with them, but that's the market likes them. Definitely looks like it has a. Yeah, this is a reversal, so this is good. Let's kind of look at the daily chart. So if we draw a reversal line from basically here, oops, down through kind of the peaks, that's kind of what we want to do. We definitely have a situation where we're starting. We were in this downward trend, and now we've changed to an upward trend, which is excellent. So this is looking actually very good. Just looking at their fundamentals here, 40% increase in sales in the last quarter. Extremely good numbers in terms of their profitability. Low PE ratio, I'll definitely like that. And they're making profit. So, yeah, this looks pretty good. Could you buy it here? That's the question is, where could you buy this thing? And I want to see it. It's got an excellent relative strength. 97 is really good on that relative strength. Let me just see if there's anything, if Panorec is going to give us any clue as to where we can buy it. They're saying 38, 34. So we're pretty far off. We're still pretty far off. Let's look at the technicals here. Okay, well we're within 5% of the 10-day line. Yeah, I mean this isn't the greatest place to buy because it's a secondary buy point. It's not coming off of pivot, but you could start putting your toe in there definitely. Maybe a half position, see what happens. I'd be really tight on the stop though. I would have a 5% stop on it. So if I were to buy this at 24, I would want, I would want to stop within 5% of this, just because it can be very, very touchy. It can be very bad when it goes against you. All right, let's take a look at Apple. This is from TikTok. This is a TikTok user. Thank you very much for that. Oh, by the way, everybody, I have a little bonus which is kind of fun, and that, of course, is the list of sections of the market where the market is going. Easy. It's the industry group strength list. Easy to get that. You can go, by the way, if you're watching on TikTok, you want to get the industry group strength list, just go to my profile, click on that link, and it's one of the selections on the menu. Also, if you just want to go there directly, it's bit.ly/DTF0180. So that gives you that. All right, well, let's take a look at that just really quick, and then I'll probably be doing it for today. So let's go and take a look at the at the strength list. We're starting to see we're starting to see the market strengthen actually. And so, the question is this a tradable rally? Well, I think it's a tradable rally, but not in all of the areas. So what I'm going to try to go through here is a list of the strongest areas in the market currently. And that's coming up here in just a second. And by the way, if you want to get this, this is the link for it right here. Did I get that? Okay, industry group strength. There we go. All right, so should be coming up here in a second. There we go. All right, so this is the industry group strength here. My bug in there. This is the industry group strength, and basically this is showing what areas of the market where is the money flowing. That's the ultimate question here. So if we go up to the top and we look, it's still, get this to go. There we go. If we look at the industry group strength, we're still in the oil and gas royalty trust. That's number one. Number two is energy coal. Number three, solar. Believe it or not, solar is up. Regional super mini markets. This has moved up a lot. And then medical wholesalers. This is where McKesson is there. And basically we go kind of down the list. But one thing you'll notice is that we've got all these oil still in here. So this is even after 6 months of this, the market is telling us the action is in the oils. The action is in the oils. So the question is, where are we seeing the setups, and where are we going with that? I think we're seeing it in some of the refiners and some of the large integrated. But if you look at that, it's just still dominated by the oil companies. If you want to get a look-see at this one, just go to this address, https://bit.ly/GTF 0180. And if you go there, you'll be able to see this whole list. This is really good list to see kind of where the strength is where it's moving, and the number of rankings, rankings, and also the most important thing, how much of the move has been in the last 3 months. And there's only a few areas that have really moved significantly. Energy, solar, and that's basically it's moved on the hope for the Green New Deal tax credits, because that's probably what drives the solar is that. So very interesting. If you want to get your hands on that, just go to this address here. All right, I think I have one more question, and that'll probably be it for today. Let's take a look at. Thank you for the comments, everybody. So appreciate it. All right. This is so the overall market is confirmed for uptrend. Absolutely, it is, and I know that I'm a little bit shocked at that myself. I mean, it's just based on the indexes. We had the follow through day, so we're starting to see. And that's the thing about the market. When everybody is doom and gloom and it's the end of the world, that's usually when the bottoms are put in. I don't know if this is a bottom, but we definitely have put in. We definitely put in something. The indexes have started to move higher. It's just it's one of those things. So we are in a confirmed uptrend. So I'm not saying go 100% in. I'm not 100% in. I'm basically I'm being cautious. I'm trying to let the market draw me in here. As you can see on the small portfolio, I'm really very lightly invested. I have 3 full positions. 2 of them are up today, of course. One is Occidental Petroleum OXY, and then Petrobras. This is the Brazilian state company, very, very powerful company. And then I'm down a little bit on Exxon. I'm currently only in the oils on the small portfolio right now, but I am seeing some love there. So, I mean, Exxon did pull back a little bit, but I do expect it to bounce just because it does have some very good numbers. All right. Well, I have wasted 30 minutes of your time, but thank you so much for staying with me here. If you want to get on the action trailer, it's super easy to do. Just go to www.dallastradingfloor.com. If you want to get that industry list of everything, all of the strengths in the market, just go to this address, bit.ly/DTF080. And by the way, if you're looking on TikTok, there's a link in my profile. Click on that. Click on the industry group strength, and you'll be able to get that right straight away. Also, please, it helps me very, very much. I thank you very much for everybody that's watching today. Please like the show. That's a little like, but I want a big like. So please like the show so that I get out there to more people. So smash that like button and get it out to more people. And until tomorrow, I'll be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock. I'm hoping to have a good list of some stocks that are in the buy zone. As they say, we've turned the corner. We are moving in a confirmed uptrend. So, hopefully we can find stuff, at least for this rally, we can make a little bit of money on. So until tomorrow, thanks everybody. Happy trading.